Most barbers dream of hitting six figures and charging $100 a cut. Well, that dream of mine has now become my reality because I've actually done it. So, if you're overbooked, underpaid, and stuck cutting 12 hours a day just to make ends meet, it's not your fault. Most barbers were never taught how to position themselves as a premium brand. If you've never seen my pretty face before, I'm Tim Brace. I've been a pro barber for over 10 years, and 5 years I've spent creating high-level content. And that's built me over 100,000 followers and allowed me to charge premium rates of $100 per cut, all from the salon in my back garden. So my mission now is helping barbers like you do the exact same by teaching you the blueprint to create strategic content that actually grows your business. Not just random posts, no viral gimmicks, just systems and strategy. This is part 2 of a 4-part series where I walk you through the foundations of building a 6-figure barbering brand. So if you're serious about your craft, hit that subscribe button and make sure to check out part 1 in the description where I break down the full barber's ecosystem framework. This is an absolute banger of a video. I'm going to show you exactly how to price your services with confidence and how to set up your social media to consistently bring in new clients. Let's get into the video. Okay, jumping straight into section 1, the foundations of your Instagram profile. We need to realize this is going to be your first touch point that you have with new potential clients. So it's crucial that we make this count because a lot of barbers screw up the Instagram profile. So straight from the off, their foundations are weak. And you need to realize that your Instagram isn't just a gallery of your best work. This is your digital storefront that runs 24/7. So when someone lands on your profile, they need to instantly know who you are, what you do, why they should trust you, what they should do next, and how to book in. I've got a diagram breaking it down so you know exactly how to structure your profile properly. So let's jump in and start structuring your profile to start converting new clients. Okay, so now I'm going to walk you through exactly how to craft an Instagram profile for impact. But it's really crucial that we know a few things. It's essential that we craft an Instagram profile for impact because it's unable to know exact number of barbers that are on Instagram, but it's going to be in the millions. So we need to make sure that our profile is actually standing out because it's popular that barbers create profiles with value, showcasing their work and attracting clients, but they're not structuring their bio properly so that they can start attracting those clients and converting them into bookings. So like I mentioned previously, your profile is your digital storefront that runs 24/7. And it's really simple to set up properly. We just need to have a display name, a unique statement, social proof, strong CTA, and a booking link. So let's break down each one so you can start structuring your profile properly. So, number 1, display name. Your display name should be optimized for search. Avoid anything hard to remember or hard to recognize. So for me, if I was creating a display name, it would simply be Barber and Tim Brace. This is easy because as soon as someone in the area searches Barber, you're going to come up at the top of searches. Rather than having hair specialist at A1 fades, no one's ever going to search that. So we need to make sure that's easy recognizable and easy for searching. We need to optimize simplicity, okay? And then next, we're going to move over to our unique statement. Your unique statement should clearly explain what you do, but it also needs to stand out. So this can be things like saying helping regular guys look fresher. Rather than just saying get yourself booked in for a haircut, you can change the way that someone feels, because when someone's buying into, especially high ticket clients, they're buying into the transformation that you can give them. So by saying helping regular guys look fresher, you're just standing out just that little bit more than the bog standard barber. Now we've understood our unique statement, we need to implement some social proof. This is your opportunity to showcase your experience and build trust with new potential clients. This is where you're going to make yourself stand out. You can say, I've been cutting for over 10 years, mastering the craft. You can say how many courses you've been on. You can specialize yourself by saying you're a scissor specialist. This is where you want to tailor it to you, but implementing social proof is going to be a huge factor in getting clients through the door. Because when you look at anything, for example, we look at Apple, they have so much social proof on, and they've been a brand that's been in our lifetime for years, and it's just an instant thing. When you go to buy a new phone, we instantly think Apple. We need to do the same thing, but for our barbering business. We need to make people think, right, I've got to get a haircut, I've got to get booked in with Tim. He's got 10 years mastering the craft. He knows exactly what to do with my hair. So the same goes with the bio. We need to make sure that we're implementing social proof to encourage people to book in with us. It's very, very crucial. People do not utilize this a lot. Then we need to make sure we have a strong CTA. We need to call people to action. So we need to make sure that there's zero confusion. Clearly guide them on the next step they need to take. So simple as click the link below to get booked in, or hit that book now button to get booked in. We need to direct them because we need to make this whole process dummy proof. You need to imagine that you're talking to a 5-year-old who doesn't know how to do anything. You need to make it so easy for them to take that next step. This is just the only applicable step that they should be taking. So that kind of makes sense. It's just making sure to have a strong CTA to direct them. And then finally, we need to make sure that we have a strong booking link. This bridges the gap from the viewer to client. Clicks to client, as I like to call it. This is what I teach all of my students, is I make sure that we need to have clicks to clients, okay? So we actually need to convert the views into clients so we actually get an ROI on our videos. But again, we're going to go over this further down the video. We need to have an optimized booking link. We don't need to have too many steps. Now you understood and actually structured our profile, it needs to be in this order, okay? We need to have display name, unique statement, social proof, strong CTA, and a booking link. I'm going to explain to you a little bit of an evolution of my bio over the years of my Instagram profile. We're going to start when I first started off, and I'm going to score this 2 out of 10. Simply, it just says Barber, Tim Brace, and my age. It shows nothing and has no way of booking in, relying on people to send me a DM. We need to make sure that we're not relying on people to go another step to then send us a DM. Why is there not a link there just to book in straight away? Make it as easy as possible. Now, in the next evolution of my bio, I'm going to score this 3 out of 10. We have Barber, Tim Brace, so we've optimized our display name. We have book now, and there is actually a link, but the link directs us to YouTube, not the booking link. So again, shows nothing and has no way of booking in, relying on people to send me a DM. Again, the only benefit is it's directed people to my YouTube channel. That's the only benefit. They're consuming more of my content, building a little bit more social proof and authority. That's the only benefit, but again, there's no way of booking in. Now we're moving in, it's getting a little bit better. We're scoring about 5 out of 10. So this is the third evolution of my profile. Okay, so we have Barber, Tim Brace. If you're looking for a high-end tailored haircut to you specifically, get yourself booked in now. That is a good, unique statement. Rather than just saying, get yourself booked in for a haircut, it's telling people they're going to have a tailored high-end haircut specifically to them. Like I say here, it has a unique statement, but it's missing all other key elements. However, it does have a link tree, which is good. So it directs people to my YouTube and the booking link. So there's all in one platform so they can take that next step. Now, moving on to the second last evolution of my bio. This score is 7 out of 10. So we still have a Barber, Tim Brace. Book now by hitting the arrow, helping people make money online by building their personal brands at Tim the Creator. This is better by implementing a CTA straight away, as well as telling people what it is I do. But it's mission social proof, and that holds the most power. This is slightly different to you though, because you're going to be building a bio to get clients through the door in the actual chair, whereas I'm trying to get people onto my mentorship program. For you, it could be like, book now by hitting that arrow, helping men feel better week in, week out by tailoring a hair services to them. Click the link below, book now. Something along those sort of lines, just to tailor it to your orders. For me, like I said, I'm trying to get people onto my mentorship program. And now we have the most recent evolution of my bio. This is scoring 9 out of 10. I'm not giving myself a 10 out of 10 purely for the fact I don't think anything can just be perfect. So what have we got? Proof that barbers can build brands. Unique statement. Founder of Scalo, tells people what I do. Grab my content accelerator, CTA. This generates me 5 million views a month. That is my social proof, okay? It's slightly rejigged the order, but that works really, really well. This is a strong bio. It opens up with a unique statement, clearly explains what it is I do, guides the viewer to the next step, and ends with a powerful social proof. So you need to bear this in mind when we're actually creating our bios. So just to recap, what do we need to do? We need to make sure that our bio is structured properly, as this is our digital storefront. So again, strong display name, a strong unique statement, show social proof, apply CTA to direct them, and make sure that we have an optimized booking link. Now we understand that, let's jump straight back into the video. Now moving into section 2, booking link optimization. In this section, we're going to cover the booking link. This is something that's often overlooked, but if you think about it, this is a bridge between someone seeing your work and actually sitting in your chair. So it's crucial that we lock this in. The thing that most barbers get so wrong is they make the booking process so difficult, losing new clients straight there and then. You need to make sure that the booking process is as easy as possible. I've seen countless barbers where the link to their bio takes them off Instagram, force you to download an app, create an account, and then finally book. So let me show you why this kills your conversions. Okay, so I've created a diagram here for booking link flow, okay? And I know what you're thinking, booking link, Tim, it's easy, just think it makes your own profile. No, there's a few ways to go about it, and there's definitely a right way and a wrong way. So let's break them down. You've got to imagine, right? Your client or the viewer is coming off an Instagram video and they're going straight onto your profile and they want to book in. What they're going to do, they're going to click your link and it's going to open up a pop-up. Straight away, they should be able to select a service, okay? One click, select the service. Follow that through, they come through and they confirm the service. They know exactly what they want, put their details in, and the service is booked. How long should that take? No longer than 1 minute to 2 minutes, okay? That's the correct way. You want to make this as seamless as possible. However, I see it time and time again that barbers are doing it wrong, all right? They want to put a link in their bio because it looks fancy. Who cares about what your link looks like if it's not converting clients? However, there is a barber here that's done it. I have blurred their Instagram profile just because I don't want to expose them, but they are a very good barber, but this is something they can recognize. I'm sure they'll see this and they'll know exactly what it is. Okay, so he's come from a video. He goes, all right, I want to book him with this no-name man, for example, right now. He goes, okay, right, I've got to click the link, let's book in with him. Fucking hell. Right, I've got a prompt to download an app. All right, that's kind of annoying. That's step one. I come off Instagram, I'm prompted to book an app. Now I've got to go to the app store, download the app. I've got to wait for the app to download. Then I've got to go into step 3 and I've got to create an account. So already we're at 3 steps. By the time of the old booking link, I've made the appointment by now. All right, now we have step 4. God, now I need to account settings, so we never make an appointment, blah, blah, blah. Next, we need to actively get notifications whenever we're on the app. So now we're on step 5. Step 6, we're finally finishing an account. Bearing in mind, we still haven't made the appointment yet, okay? So we're still not there yet, and we've done 6 steps. Finally, I get to book a service. So it takes me 7 steps to book the service. I did this whole process last night, so I'm going to take me to book an appointment with this said person. It took me 10 minutes. Clients don't want to be waiting 10 minutes because as soon as they see that they have to download an app in the App Store, you've lost them. They've gone, and you're losing probably 30, 40, 50% of new potential clients purely for the fact that your booking link isn't optimized. So what I suggest you need to do, and not suggest, you need to do it, is go on your Instagram and check that the flow of it is very easy. But make sure you're doing it on a separate phone or a separate profile, because if you have the app, it's just going to take you straight to the app. So you need to imagine that not every client is going to have the app. You want to make sure that it's no longer than 3 to 4 steps and you can book the whole process within 2 to 3 minutes. This is how it's going to boost your conversion rate and help new clients go from clicks to clients. I promise you, once you do this, you will thank me later. But again, just to recap, do not have a profile that takes 7 steps to book a service, because in this day and age, convenience is everything. Granted, once it's downloaded, it's a lot easier, but that first encounter, the most important one, if they have to download an app and take 7 steps to book a service, they're going to be like, mate, I cannot be arsed. So check your link, change it if it's not optimized. Let's get back into the video. So now you've seen the correct way and the incorrect way. I want you to go and check your booking link, because I need you to realize that every extra click is a chance to lose a client. High-paying clients expect frictionless services. If it takes more than 2 to 3 minutes, they're simply gone. Now, when your booking link is optimized, there's one more thing that we need to implement: a cancellation policy. The way I run my business, and for all of my clients, I operate a 24-hour cancellation rule. If someone cancels within 24 hours, they're getting charged the full amount. And before you say, 24 hours, Tim, that's harsh, let me ask you this. Why is it harsh? Dentists do it, tattooists do it, why can't barbers? Because barbers are too afraid of upsetting clients, which leads to clients walking all over them. The thing you need to ask yourself is, how would a client react if you simply walked up to them and said, I'm going to take £25 from you today for nothing. Get their wallet, take 25 quid and walk off. They wouldn't let you do it, would they? But you let it happen every time someone no-shows, cancels last minute because I'm that nice barber, I don't want to lose any clients. Wake up, man, and start respecting your time, and your clients will too. Implement a minimum 8-hour cancellation window, ideally 12 to 24. That's how I do it. But if you don't have one, start with 8 hours and watch how much it changes your business. Okay, welcome to section 3, effective pricing and upsells. In this section of the video, I'm going to go through and show you how to add extra revenue without raising your base prices yet. Because the thing is, 9 out of 10 barbers are undercharging, and 9 out of 10 times it's out of fear. Fear that if they raise their prices, they'll lose clients. So they stay stuck working 12 to 15 hours a day just to earn enough. No time, no freedom, underpaid and undervalued. We're going to dive deeper into raising your prices in episode 4, but for now, let's look at upsells. What I want you to think about is, when you shop online, you get that add to cart option, right? The pop-up. That's an upsell. You can do the same in your barbering business. The thing is, most barbers only offer one thing: the cut. But high-paying clients want more. So here's exactly how to upsell without feeling too salesy. This can be done by adding services like hot towel shaves, beard sculpting, styling consultations, or even a mini facial if you like. But the key is to package them as a premium experience. Name it something exclusive, not generic, okay? So you're not just raising your prices, you're adding perceived value. That's the difference, and that's the main takeaway. So make sure you're adding premium services and packaging them not the generic way. This might sound like foreign language to you and you think that I'm taking a piss, but clients aren't scared to pay more. They're scared to pay more if they feel like they're getting the exact same. So make sure to give them some more perceived value and the price stops being an issue. But it's not about adding services. You need to structure your prices the smart way. This is all based on psychology. Let's go ahead and break it down. Let's take Apple, for example. They use a 3-tier pricing model. Low end, which is their cheap, mid-range, which is their standard, and high-end, which is their premium. But there's a reason as to why they have a 3-tier pricing system. They know that people don't want to get the low end because no one wants the cheapest and shittest one, in my opinion. But then they also know that people aren't going to buy the high end at every single cost because it's too expensive. They're giving that perceived value that the mid-range that they're giving off a deal. And you can do the same with your barbering business. And here's an example to show exactly how you can do that. For you, you would have a £20 outline and a taper. This is 20 minutes. This is your cheap option. £35 for a haircut and style, 45 minutes, this is your standard option, or £60 for the full works, which is your 1 hour 15, premium to you. This structure works because, again, it creates that illusion of a deal, the middle option. Clients will naturally gravitate to that mid-tier, and for special occasions, they'll go for the top. The goal is to gradually increase all prices while still making the middle look like the value option, building that perceived value. The exact same way that Apple does it, you can do the same in your barbering business. Make people feel like they're getting a deal, and then this is how you lock people in and you gradually raise your prices. Raise the price of the lower option and the middle price will go up, and that is the perceived value. Now we're coming on to the fourth and final section of the video, content with purpose. So now we're moving on to content. Again, I won't dive too deeply here because the next video is all about content strategy, but here's exactly what you need to know. Your content is how you stand out in a saturated industry. Like we mentioned earlier in the videos, there's literal millions and millions of accounts being made every single day. So how are you going to make you stand out? It's not about going viral, it's about how you show your value. So let's move on to the content styles that you need to start creating and what you need to highlight within your content so that you can actually stand out. These are the type of content styles you should really be focusing on. So grab a pen, take notes, and write these down. Number 1, process videos. Showcase your technique and attention to detail. Number 2, consultation videos. Show how you solve the client's problem. Number 3, engagement drivers. Purely bring traffic to the page and build visibility. Finally, carousels. Show variety and your range of skills. This is how you show true value with all pieces of your content. You're showing your unique technique, you're showing how you solve client problems, you're bringing traffic to the page, and you're showing a variety of what skills you can actually offer. I've actually built a mini program called the Content Accelerator, and it breaks down my whole thought process on exactly how I film my content, how I edit it, and how I create cover photos for maximum impact based on the video that I actually have created. So if you're a barber that wants instant access and learn how to create scroll stopping videos in the next 60 minutes, it's going to be linked down below. Click the link and grab yourself the Content Accelerator. It's currently on sale and I don't know for how much longer. But if you want the full system on behind creating powerful content, check out episode 1 where I break down the full content barbers ecosystem. Well, that's a wrap of part 2 of this 4-part series. I've just broken down the full blueprint on how to position yourself as a 6-figure barber. However, if you're ready to take that next step and you're a barber who's tired of being overbooked and undervalued and underpaid, and you want a proven roadmap to attract high-paying clients, master content that converts, and start charging £100 plus for a cut, simply DM me 150 on Instagram and I'll be more than happy to send you the information. Or either you can click the link down below, get yourself booked in for a discovery call, and we can talk one-on-one on how we're going to build the proven roadmap. And we're going to break down exactly how you can scale your business. But remember, your future brand already exists. You just need the right systems to build it. But other than that, I'll see you in part 3. Let's go.